Since 14 years old, I started to work full time. And since then, I've been learning a lot about how the employer treats employees. I try to be fair with everybody. Not only they're my workers, I consider them like my family. On these new rules, over time and stuff, sometimes the laws, they trying to help, but at the end they're not helping. They need to ask the worker if he's happy the way that he's living.
My parents immigrated to the States from Mexico as farm workers. My siblings and I worked on farms growing up. I am now fortunate enough to be a farm owner, yet still work side by side with my employees. Operations like mine depend on the farm workforce. The bill's impacts are already taking effect, with labor hours being reduced on farms that cannot keep up. This means smaller paychecks for farm workers. These operations that will be affected are small to mid-sized farms. These are often the operations that form the strongest bonds with the employees.
We cannot afford to pay overtime. Our farm cannot simply pass on our cost to consumer because we compete with Mexico. This bill will be devastating to the farming community. I'm worried to see my family farm that we built up over 36 years of hard working lost overnight. I want to pass my farm to the next generation, but the future of farming is hard to sustain in the state of Washington because of the high cost.
I guess my perspective is, did they ask any of the farm workers if they wanted to be paid overtime or how that would affect them possibly? I know many places have cut the hours back, no more than 40 hours. So obviously that's a smaller paycheck for all the workers. And they have families to support, they have bills to pay. Some of them even have mortgage payments, and that's a huge blow to them. I think what the worker wants is just the bigger paycheck. They would prefer working 60 hours, just regular pay, instead of working 40. And like with the milk, you can't change the price of that. You get paid based off the market. It's not like you can just go, pass it on to the consumer. So you're kind of just against the wall there. You can't do anything about that.
The overtime law is hurting us more than helping us. As a small business employee, I know I can afford overtime for my employees. Over the past 3 months, we have reduced our hours to 40 hours a week. In farming, sometimes we may work 20 hours and sometimes we work 60 hours. It depends on the weather and timing of the fruit, and we cannot control that. We need this seasonality freedom of hours.
In my opinion, I prefer to work my 50 hours, my 60 hours with no overtime. And sometimes in harvesting, those workers working 60 hours per day, just in harvesting time. It's not the whole year in harvesting time or on planting time, but the rest of the year working less. Do you think the farmer can pay regular hours, another 8 hours overtime? It's too much money. The boss lose money too. In my opinion, like worker side, I don't think it's good. And like in farmer side, I do the same thing. I have like 6 employees. I need to pay overtime for my 6 employees. I can afford 6 employees. So I need to take down 2. What about those employees with no job?
To live this world, I think better is like if we treat equally each other. That'll be a better world. For that, we need the leaders to be fair, and they need to think about it and just do the same. They can do fair things, and that way we can just keep going.